So, as rumor would have it, March indeed had a Nintendo Direct in store for us. I really wasn't expecting too many cool announcements with just a few months before E3, but there was actually some pretty great stuff announced. I'm going to go ahead and take each of these reveals, trailers, and what have you in order, and share my thoughts on the things coming to Nintendo systems this year. So, the start of this Direct showed off the final hurrahs for the 3DS system. The amount of time spent on this section was relatively quick, but I thought it had some pretty neat stuff in store. To kick off the Direct and the 3DS section was WarioWare Gold. I've committed the cardinal sin of never really playing any WarioWare title other than like the WarioWare level in Smash Bros, but that was pretty fun. These games always look super entertaining and I know a lot of people love them, so I'm glad to see all the excitement around another release. With 3DS titles slowing down, maybe I'll finally play this. Or I'll probably forget about it. It's gonna be that one. Next notable announcement was definitely the Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I haven't played this one either yet, but the world knows that I'm all about making games more accessible. I do experience some small doses of despair due to the fact that I love the old art style. It seems like folks had the same issue with Superstar Saga, but truthfully, I don't mind it that much. It's not a deal breaker by any means, and it looks pretty fun. I noticed a lot of people super beat up that they skipped the Partners in Time remake in order for this one. I'm not really sure why they did it, but as far as I can tell, that's the most mixed reception in the older Mario and Luigi games. Hopefully they'll address this for those people screaming on Twitter so they can turn off caps lock. Next up is Detective Pikachu, and god damn it do I love everything about this game. The concept of the game sounds exciting already, but I love this version of Pikachu literally so much. Pikachu went from being cute and energetic to being just straight up some middle-aged old man with a gruff voice and achy body parts. This game looks really interesting, but I'd prefer just a tad if it was on the Switch because I've become kinda spoiled with the ability to switch between handheld and TV, but it's no biggie. Finally, for 3DS, the collective universe screamed at the top of their lungs today because they announced a 3DS remake for Luigis Mansion. That is all. On to Nintendo Switch. A short trailer for Star Allies confirmed that I'm immensely excited for this game, though I already knew that. The Dream Friends mechanic is a super cute throwback to enemies from Kirby's past, and I want to play Meta Knight in every game ever made, so there's one step closer to that. Yeehaw. Okami HD was pretty much guaranteed to show up on Nintendo Switch eventually. Unfortunately, it is a bit after the release on other systems, but I'm still happy to see Okami return back home onto a Nintendo system once more. Sushi Striker looks really weird, and I'm not actually sure what any of the gameplay is, but the art is really cute and the music is bumping, so sign me up. We got some more information on Octopus Travel, a game that I've had the demo downloaded like since I bought my Switch and I've never played it. Despite not playing the demo for some reason, I still think this game looks really interesting. The art style is really similar to an MMO that I used to play religiously, Ragnarok Online, so this pushes some nostalgia buttons for me in a weird way. Beyond that, the combat looks really cool. I always like the focus on RPG's class-based gameplay, and we got a release date, so heck yeah, brother. I've only played a weeny beany smidgen of No More Heroes in the past, but my total knowledge tells me that this does not look very similar to games in the series past. This definitely isn't a bad thing, and I think the new game looks really fun nonetheless. I always like these stylish sort of action games, and the gameplay really reminds me of Fury. Looking forward to seeing this one hit the marketplace. Literally the most important part of the entire Dark Souls segment is that we're getting a Solaire amiibo, and it's frickin' rad. Everything else was just more Dark Souls talk, but this figure is cool and I'm prepared to run down some kids in the GameStop parking lot for this amiibo. So I went from having like zero interest in Mario Tennis Aces to a solid 6. I've never played a Mario Tennis game before, but this looks like a much more exciting version of Wii Sports Tennis. The visuals are gorgeous and they look really polished. The array of moves looks pretty exciting, and there was clearly a lot of work into making each character's personality just really stand out. I can't say that I imagine there'll be enough content in a tennis game to warrant a full-priced buy from me, but maybe after a price drop or two, this looks like a blast with friends. Captain Toad's levels in 3D World were really fun, and I obviously never played the last Treasure Tracker because hooking up your Wii U is really hard. However, this one looks like a good time, and I'm looking forward to it coming out. The inclusion of Odyssey levels is a fantastic fan service as well, so that is neato. A little bit of a fourth wall break right here, but this script is already so much longer than I thought it would be, and I'm not even through like all the big announcements yet. This direct really was a doozy. Thanks for the intermission. Back to it then. Undertale's reveal was kinda inevitable, I think, due to the fact that I'm pretty sure Nintendo has been gunning for Undertale's love since like the Wii U. The announcement was very in Undertale fashion and was super cute. I'm definitely looking forward to this one coming onto the Switch. I can finally convince some of my latecomer friends to play it. Bunch of ports all at once after this, just cracking them off one after another right here. First, the Crash Insane trilogy. This has been rumored for quite some time now, but confirmation is always super cool. Definitely gonna be flying off the shelves on a Nintendo console, I'm sure. Then Little Nightmares. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one because I've never played it, but it looks really interesting and spooky, and like I said, I'm all for more games coming to the Switch. I actually never expected South Park: The Fractured But Whole to come onto the Switch, but that's a really good sign of like big AAA support. I've already played through this one, but it really makes me think that the age-old lack of third-party support on Nintendo systems may is dying. Splatoon 2 had this like really long trailer, and I had no idea what was happening throughout like any of it, but Octolings are the best thing ever, so I'm ecstatic that it happened. Splatoon's first paid DLC pack is coming and takes place in this really shady subway system. I'm digging this darker aesthetic a ton already. I really like Splatoon's multiplayer, but I love the single player, so I'm happy to see some more single player DLC coming to give me some good stuff. And lastly, there was the big boy. In a really sort of intense, like dark and ominous trailer, Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch was announced. That is crazy to be saying. It is completely unclear whether or not this is a port of the Wii U Smash or a completely original one. My money is kinda landed on the original side of things because Super Smash Bros. Has never received a port ever in the history of the series. Each system always receives its own unique game. This isn't to say that I have a problem with it being a port, I just don't think it's gonna happen. Especially with the emphasis shown on the Inklings, Breath of the Wild Link, and a very updated looking Mario, this all seems to be new so far. And no matter what though, we are getting some sort of Smash Bros. Game on the Switch and it comes out this year. That is cool as hell. All in all, this was a really good direct. There was plenty of interesting content on games that we already knew were coming and games that we didn't. I set my expectations pretty low, so I'm blown away. I think the only case that you could be really upset with this direct is if you were expecting like a new Animal Crossing and a Star Tropics and a F-Zero and I said Star Fox already, I think. Oh lord. But I know some Nintendo fans expected that. And if that's the case,
truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe so that I feel loved enough to make more, and let me know what you thought about this direct in the comments below.